Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are continuing our Britney marathon. So in anticipation for the release of her memoir, The Woman in Me, on Tuesday, we are going to be watching the interview that is referenced right here. So this is like the media bit of the book. So the media are like hyping up the book with different excerpts. Britney talks about a specific interview with Diane Sawyer that we're not going to go back and watch and see how it's held up. I also think that Diane Sawyer is a very misogynistic interviewer in general, so I'm not really the biggest Diane Sawyer fan, but we'll see how it aged. So here's what the excerpt said. Britney recalls her breaking point following her breakup with Justin Timberlake. While recalling her relationship with the singer, Britney Spears describes their connection as magnetic and writes that their breakup left her devastated and fantasizing about quitting show business. She also mentions that Timberlake initiated their split over text message. She also recounts her reaction to the release of Timberlake's music video, Cry Me a River, in which a woman who looks like me cheats on him and wanders around sad in the rain. She writes that she felt that the media portrayed her as a harlot who'd broken the heart of America's golden boy, adding, I was comatose in Louisiana and he was happily running around Hollywood. So this is what we want to read. She was also describing her 2003 interview with Diane Sawyer as a breaking point in the midst of the split. She explains that she felt forced by her father and management team to do the interview, during which Sawyer questioned Britney Spears about what she'd done to her exes to cause him so much pain. I felt like I'd been exploited, set up in front of the whole world, she says. So we are going to watch it and see how it's aged. So a little heads up to everyone. There's going to be a lot of like cutting, muting, everything, because there's going to be a lot of songs that play in this. I'm going to do my best to, this is for the YouTube babies whenever I re-upload this. Whenever I re-upload this, I'm going to try my best to kind of edit this as good as possible. But there's going to be a lot of songs that come and go from this. So it is going to mute. It's going to cut. I'm going to do my best to keep everything in for you. But we're going to see how this aged. All right, let's do it. Diane Sawyer, Britney Spears. This is going to be a mess. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let me make this bigger. Mind your bees, 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 mind your bees. Hello? We're making it bigger. Does that look better? Does that look better? Let me move chat over. Is it better like this? Someone said, sure. Okay.
This is the girl who owns it.
Oh my god, like Lisa Rinna. Like Lisa Rinna. Anyone watch Real Housewives? Own it! Own it! Own it! This is the girl who owns it!
Now watch me. It's so weird. Sometimes I think I'm more comfortable on stage than I am in my own room. When I get on stage, it's kind of like your chance to let go and be something that you're not, maybe. It's your time to...
The fact we're the same age this entire interview, she's 21 during this interview. I'm the same age as her here. Jesus Christ, she had accomplished so much.
Dream. And then I look back and I'm like, oh, okay, I just did that, you know.
What's the nightmare scenario right now?
What's the nightmare scenario? How the fuck is that your first question?
I think I'm a little nervous about my album coming out. Yeah.
Your nails aren't bitten.
Well, that's because I have false nails on right now. Yes.
Underneath?
Yes, underneath there. Yeah.
No one would know if we hadn't told absolutely everybody.
Exactly.
Britney's so cute here.
So the warrior lives?
Yes.
I think it's very important to note. So we were told by Britney that she didn't want to do this interview and she was forced to do it because of like the media perception, like by her team, she had to do it. You can tell by her body language, by the way. She is not only just bent over, but look at her body language. It is the most closed off to Diane Sawyer in the entire world, that we are only like a minute into this and she is completely closed off from Diane Sawyer. She does not want to do this interview.
Yes, the warrior definitely lives. Yeah. But they're cute. I did these yesterday. They're just pink.
And Britney Spears is not the only one worrying. She's just the tycoon at the center of Britney Inc., which supports hundreds of dancers, publicists, product designers, marketers, roadies, record executives.
And her family.
Reportedly made $39.2 million. That's about $107,000 per day. So
And how much of that did she get?
fail if the fans don't follow where she leads.
A lot of people don't make it.
That's interesting. So they're saying that, well, you can have all that, but if your fans don't follow you, then you're fucked. It's interesting that we know now that the only reason they did this was because her team were so scared that her public image after Justin Timberlake was fucked. But they're opening the interview with, "You're fucked if your fans don't like you anymore." This entire thing is like talking down to her.
And they keep writing, you know.
Will I make it?
Her hometown newspaper once asked, will she have the staying power of Madonna or be the first Debbie Gibson of the new millennium?
I guess the test will tell.
Wow, she really did not care. She did not care about doing this interview. Sometimes I run.
Like my voice? I'll be completely honest. I think my voice is okay. I like the feeling that I get when I sing. It's not so much my voice. It's a state that I go in when I sing that I really like. But I would love to have a voice like Christina.
Christina is just the loudest person in the entire room.
I'd love to have a voice like Whitney Houston.
Just whenever I see like that is important to note as well. The fact that like Britney Spears' singing voice as we know it was something she was forced to do as well.
Probably the one song that really states where I'm at. Doing what I love to do and dancing.
Hey, all my people on the floor. All my people.
The next stage, she's made her zone racier than ever. For instance, on the new album, a song called Breathe on Me, which she tried to tell me is just about breathing.
Sorry, I was not expecting that. That was funny. I was not expecting that. That's funny. Good for her.
That's what it's talking about.
It says that's what it says. It says breathe on me. That's it.
I know what it says, but one of us wasn't born yesterday. Do you really think that's all it's talking about?
Well, I think it's supposed to get you in the mood. You know, like certain songs get you in the mood to feel a certain tension or a certain vibe.
Diane Sawyer, stop asking her these questions. Let her live her life. Jesus Christ. Diane Sawyer asks her questions like this and is like, so how does that make you feel? Yes, I am talking over whenever they play music. What about it?
Clothes. What
Well, I have on clothes now.
I know. But what's this about? No kidding. What is it about?
What is it about?
Yeah.
It's about doing a beautiful picture.
Is it about shocking people?
About shocking? You know what?
Yeah,
I feel
no,
comfortable
this
in
is-
my skin. I think it's an okay thing to express yourself. Have you seen?
you know
I
it
hate
hasn't
to
a-
bring this up, but Kate Hudson, she's 22. She's in Sheets. Jennifer Lopez, she poses very provocatively sometimes. Christina Aguilera, what's the big deal when I do it? Like, come on, you know? I don't understand.
I think everybody always thought you had a different relationship to young girls.
Everyone.
Girl, shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Have we done anything except... I thought this was fucking Britney's team trying to help her here. Holy shit, this entire interview is like a setup. Fuck me. Oh my god, the entire thing is like a setup. Hold on, I want to get back in focus. This entire thing is like a setup. Diane Sawyer, when I catch you, she's still alive. If so, if I still catch you...
And now they look back and they're like, what happened to your sweet image that you used to be? And I'm like, then when I came out, you thought I was too provocative. It's like you can never win. No matter what you do, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. You know, I'm not here to please. Ugh.
Have you ever gone further than you wish you had?
Gone further?
Yeah.
No. I don't think so. No.
Girl, Diane Sawyer, you are too old to have printed out all these photos and just show them to her. What is the aim here? Is the aim that she wants Britney to be like, oh, I went too far there? Like, are you...
Okay. Now, those are a little much. Yeah, those are a little much. At the end of the shoot, I was like, all right, let's go ahead and do it, and then let's jet. And I didn't have approval over the thing. So that's one picture, I must say, that I felt kind of weird about. Yeah.
Wish you hadn't done it?
A little bit, yeah, to be honest. But hey, it's done, and I'll learn from it, and I'll never be put in that position again.
So what, is the entire thing just shaming her? Holy shit, she just said that she was forced to take the photo and she didn't have approval. Diane Sawyer, when I catch you, Diane Sawyer. So this was the star search that we talked about in the previous video.
Annie voices.
Yeah, it was very Broadway.
Can you still do that?
Wait, I'm trying to think. They say, oh, I don't want to sing it.
Just
I'm
give me one
embarrassed.
line. Give me one line.
Okay. They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care.
They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care.
You see? Okay, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Aww. Oh my god, so the Mickey Mouse.
She's there on the Mickey Mouse Club with another star in waiting, Justin Timberlake.
Okay, so this entire interview was to try save the image after the Justin Timberlake, whenever she had done nothing wrong. So let's see how they do that. Diane, let's see how you...
Factory that turned out the #1 hits of NSYNC.
Okay, so for some reason we're now talking about NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. All men, by the way.
Factory went to work on her, and they had a little song for her to sing.
Diane Sawyer, get to the interview.
Yes, yeah. They wanted to, they eventually separated, so they have their own lives right now.
Do they have very different views of you and
I
what
think
you
they
should do?
really,
She's talking about her parents here.
I mean, they love each other so much, but I think sometimes you can love somebody.
Notice how she's the only pretty one? Literally, how she's the only pretty one? Jamie Lee Spears didn't stand a chance.
But they just cannot live together.
It still hurts.
Yeah,
If you're their child.
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I mean, of course you want your family to be able to, stay together. And who knows what could happen eventually. They may get themselves together and come back and then be wonderful.
Well, I mean, they came back to try ruin Britney's life. That was the only time they ended up coming back, which is fucking terrifying to think about. Like, if you had told Britney back then, that's the only way they actually came back in the end, was to work together on the conservatorship.
Which would be the ideal thing, but right now...
Can I come back into focus, please? Hey, mind you.
Oh, this is what needs to happen.
Does your dad have a lot of opinions about what you do?
Oh,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Is
I mean,
he-
not like...
Disapproving?
Well, some things, yes, like, baby, okay, what were you wearing? Why did you, of course my dad does that. And my pawpaw, too.
Your grandpa?
Yeah.
Her family is still her constant.
It sucks to hear how much of a family person she was and how much they just betrayed her.
But it's really weird. Like, I enjoy my life and I love what I do, but at the same time, even though we didn't have that much then, I was really happy. Like, I'm looking back right now, just the simplicity of life.
And we're also aware as well that in Britney's book, she says that after the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, she wanted to go back to not being in the media world, but it was her family that pushed her into it.
It was very nice. We're going shopping, Dad. The store is me. Yeah.
Back before she could buy anything she wanted.
It's really weird because I don't think right now I'm not like how I used to be. I mean, I used to roll quarters for freaking clothes, but I mean, I'm not like that. I mean, sometimes I splurge. My assistant, Felicia, she helps me out on that. She was like, if you want it, you just get it. I'm like, okay, I'll get it. But there is something about me, like if there's a sweater for $1,000, I can't buy that. Like, there's something in me that being raised, a certain way, I can't.
I mean, that stays true to this day. We're aware that all those Instagram videos she does, she's wearing like Shein.
Do that.
You read the stories about buying $100,000 of sportswear.
No, I'm not like that at all. No.
Is it an addiction?
Is it an addiction? No, I don't think I think it's an addiction.
She just said she didn't buy that, and you're like, so it's an addiction. What?
I think it does put me, like, it makes me happy. You know, I'll go and I'll buy a hat and I'll buy some shoes and, you know, you feel pretty, you feel girly. I love that feeling. So, but no, it's not an addiction. Everything's
She's fighting back now.
No.
And in a way, it's all part of her job because her influence on young Americans.
She went addiction.
She buys one new piece of clothing, it can set the whole world talking.
Oh, what was I thinking when I wore that? That's really dreadful.
I love this outfit. This is camp.
Like the coolest outfit in the world.
This is camp.
You know what? I really like
This is the greatest outfit I've ever seen her in.
go out with Michael Jackson. That was cool. So happy birthday, my friend, the king of pop.
I love this outfit so much. If anyone, Diane Sawyer, you don't get fashion like I get fashion. Ah, Justin Timberlake jump scare. Diane Sawyer, you do not get fashion like we get fashion.
A huge show and I had a white dress on. I felt like Marilyn Monroe. It felt really special. So.
Wait a minute, can you rewind that tape? Am I seeing what I think?
That's probably one of the moments that I remember that I like the best.
You can pop your knuckles?
Britney Spears is popping her knuckle.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
We needed to stop the interview for that. Did you see that? Zoom in, even though it's already the majority of the frame. No. Zoom in. Zoom in. Bitch, we can see it. It just says that she's fucking nervous. All right, let's get back into this.
Now boys. You know from the song that Britney Spears is the troubadour of boys of all kind. So you wonder, who are the dream men in her life right now? Well, see if you can guess which photo she keeps in a solitary picture frame in her living room.
I know which one you're talking about. I'm
I
embarrassed.
have it here. I have it here. Ta-dum! The crush continues.
Aw, Brad Pitt.
We shouldn't show that. I'm embarrassed. Okay, that's my little thing.
It's a secret. Inside, she's still a fan.
So who are the dream guys now? Still
It's a secret, but don't worry. Diane Sawyer stole it and showed it during the interview. Okay.
Brad.
Yes, definitely Brad. And I don't know. Ben Affleck, he's cute. And I think Colin Farrell's really cute, too. I think it's refreshing that he doesn't care what people think about him and he says whatever's on his mind.
Are you still friends with him?
I mean, we talk every once in a while, but he's very busy right now.
Yeah, because I followed the kissing and the tabloids and are they together?
Oh, they look good together. Who's Colin Farrell? What's he in? They look good together.
They just out for a minute? And
Oh, no, we're not together. I'm single right now, completely single, so.
something about the way you say that, completely single.
It's a good thing. I mean, of course you get lonely sometimes, but I like being by myself right now. I think it's good for me.
Before I go, y'all give me a group hug. Is that okay?
In some ways, she's like a laboratory experiment in the insulating power of...
What? How do you go from that to that? How the fuck did you... Diane Sawyer, how the fuck did you go from that to that? Brittany goes, I just want to be alone right now. Brittany's like a laboratory fucking experiment. What the fuck?
relentless fame. Remember, no high school or college life to practice dating. No anonymity for trial and error and...
That's so scary to think about. Like, your, like, first love. Imagine that being the biggest thing in the media. You know what I mean? Like, even years and years later, like, your first love. Could you imagine that person that was, like, your first love? Like, that's what's associated with you. That's
embarrassing choices. After the Farrell frenzy, what she's called a regrettable near fling. With Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit, who raced to the airways to boast.
She's trying to play me out a little bit because she's Britney Spears.
But it's an embarrassment that she slept with you? I mean, what are you, a bad person?
You said recently, I'm not doing so good with relationships.
No, I'm not. It's hard for me to let people in sometimes. Yeah.
So let's see how Diane Sawyer responds to this. Let's see how Diane Sawyer responds to that. It's hard for you to let people in? Yeah, you should. Bitch. Diane Sawyer just goes slut or something like that. Like Diane Sawyer, the most misogynistic person ever.
Virgin until marriage.
Okay, so now Diane Sawyer is talking about Britney Spears' virginity, of course.
For her teenage comments
You're right, Brittany. We get an interview with her.
See what I go through?
that she was going to stay a virgin until marriage.
Of course, Diane Sawyer, thank you so much for letting us know that.
Even drink. In the past year, a report that she
Jesus Christ.
I've experimented in. I can't do that. I don't do that.
You talked about experimenting, partying. Cocaine?
No, I never.
They left the impression that at clubs that you tried cocaine.
I've experimented in partying, but never that. I could never do something like that. I mean, I definitely, in this industry, there's people that do that around you 24/7. So, you just have to learn who you hang out with. And, I mean, I've...
Diane Sawyer, she said she experimented with everything when it comes to partying. Does that mean she's done cocaine? Probably. You don't have to ask her it.
I've had amaretto sours, and if I'm gonna drink, and I love it.
Britney went, I've experimented with everything. I've had White Claw Black Cherry. I've had the Black Cherry, the lime fucking White Claw. I can't even fucking get my words out.
Wine right now, red wine, it makes me like really mellow, and but as far as, I'm such a control freak, I would never be able to do something that makes me feel out of, drinking makes me feel that way sometimes, so I can't.
And maybe she has another kind of adolescent rebellion. London, insulting fans by showing up late to her movie premiere, no autographs, barely saying hello.
Didn't her team set this interview up to help her image? This entire thing has felt like a setup. Britney describes it as a setup. This is how it feels.
In Mexico City, 4 months later, a finger for the paparazzi.
God, that is mother.
Concert, the last night of her world tour, she walked off stage in front of 50,000 fans.
Because it was torrential rain! It was torrential rain and storms and the stadium flooded. Are you going to include that?
It was raining. She says it was dangerous.
We're gonna go out there and we're gonna...
Because it was! It was! She goes, she canceled her show 5 songs in, so she made the effort to do 5 songs. Because it was fucking... What the fuck?
The first 2 songs, or whatever, like if it starts to clear up, but if it starts raining again, and if it's bad, then I'll just stop in the middle of the show.
And indeed, a documentary shows she and her tour manager are agonizing over what to do backstage.
It's all irrelevant with it coming down right there. Nobody's going on.
How is this supposed to make her look bad?
Started yelling, fraud, fraud. And it all happens as she's starring as a kind of villain in the tabloid accounts of supposed jealous arguments.
So now we know the truth about the Justin Timberlake fallout. Justin Timberlake is the real villain.
You've had a rough year. You've had a year that would test a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Illness in the family.
Mm-hmm.
A breakup. This spasm of publicity.
Diane Sawyer is going to list off every bad thing that has happened to Britney Spears until she cries.
About what happened in
That's what she's doing here, by the way.
Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
See, and it worked. As a journalist, that was what she was doing. She was trying to list off every bad thing without allowing Britney to speak so that Britney would cry and then it would be more of like a interview moment.
Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Britney. Yeah, it was a weird. Ew.
See, like there was nothing even substantial in that moment. There was nothing substantial. All Britney said there was, oh, it was a rough time. Because all Diane Sawyer was saying was, oh, you went through a rough time. This happened. This happened. This happened. This happened. This and this happened. This happened. And this happened. And was just trying to, there was no question. All she was saying was a statement to make Britney upset.
I'm embarrassed. Can we stop this?
What was the point in that? I'm so confused. What was the point?
Oh, goodness.
I absolutely hate the way this is edited. Let's get to the talking, please.
Oh, goodness. I think I'll let the song just speak for itself.
Okay, you can bop me. I have to ask a couple of things about Justin.
Okay, of course.
So she asked, what is Every Time a Bite? And Britney goes, I'm going to let the song speak for itself. So everyone thought it was a breakup song. Now we know it's a song about her abortion. So here we have her in the moment saying, I'll let you decide what the song's about.
Of course.
He has gone on television and pretty much said, you broke his heart. You did something that caused him so much pain, so much suffering. What did you do?
What did you do to make his life so hell? You know, the way you broke his... Literally not even opening it with what went wrong, what happened, how do you feel, anything. This is opening with, Justin is going around saying that you broke his heart and you're a fucking bitch. So what'd you do? Rather than, do you... what? This is like the worst interviewing style I've ever seen.
I was upset. For a while. I think we're both really young, and it was kind of waiting to happen. And I will always love him. He'll always have a special place in my heart. He is such a great person.
But you said, I've only slept with one person in my whole life, 2 years into my relationship with Justin. And yet he's left the impression that you weren't faithful, that you betrayed the relationship.
I think everyone has a side to their story, and to make them feel a certain way, and make them feel, and I'm not technically saying he's wrong, but I'm not technically saying he's right either. So, this feels really awkward right now.
Timberlake has made a kind of sport out of public retaliation. On a popular morning drive radio show in New York promoting his album, he has a kind of gleeful confession about their very private life.
Hot 97. The Star Buckwell Morning Show. Justin Timberlake is in the house. And I just want to ask you one question. Did you Britney Spears? Yes or no?
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Okay, I did it. No,
It was a really weird time. There was, talk about our...
So how did... Let me get this straight. How did Diane Sawyer just literally say, oh, Justin Timberlake is making a media frenzy out of making fun of you? What did you do to hurt him?
What we did together, and, really...
Sexually
and stuff.
How the fuck is she the villain here?
Very weird. I was like, why is he going on these shows and they're asking...
Why is she not asking her opinion of it?
I'm sure, just like right now. You're asking me about it, and I'm talking about it, and it just kind of comes out.
But it's a very different scenario. I'm sorry.
That's the way you had to deal with what happened, and, and that's fine, but I know that if I was in a relationship and something happened, I couldn't really go there. But it's all good. Let's talk about something else.
The call he made about Crimea River, what lesson
Girl, she just said, let's talk about something else.
do you learn from that?
I guess to really...
Oh my God! Diane Sawyer just went, so when he released Crimea River, what lesson did you learn from that? Wow, the media just loved to hate women.
Look out for yourself. Just to look out for yourself.
If you were talking to your little sister now, and the girl who said that she was going to stay a virgin till she got married, do you still think there's something to be said for that?
I think...
That is so weird and fucking just evil to ask. So let's talk to your little sister and talk to little you. You know, whenever you said you were going to stay a virgin until marriage, let's apologize to her. Girl, what the fuck was the media's obsession with the purity of a woman?
Honestly, if you can wait till you're married I think you should definitely do that because it's so much more sacred. And there is a reason for saying to do that. There is a rule in the book, the Bible, that says that. I think that is a really important thing to do. But I think in reality, if you really know in your hearts of heart that you are going to be with that person forever, and you really think that with all of your heart, and you're in 4 or 5 years into the relationship, I mean, stuff can happen. You know, I mean, you don't go around sleeping around with people, but I mean, I really thought that I was going to be with him for the rest of my life. I did. But telling my sister, I would, you know, I can just give her unconditional love and just trust her. I think when you doubt people and if they're going to do the wrong thing, if you're too preachy with them, that's when they run and they rebel. I trust that she'll do the right thing. She's a good girl, and she's a very smart girl. She has good instincts about people, so.
How many years after this did Jamie Lynn Spears have her first baby? Didn't she literally have a baby like 4 years later or something like this? When did she have her first baby? She was 16 or 15. So it would have been like, I don't know. Well, it was 2007 she was asked about it, so it would have been less than 4 years after this. Like 4 years after this, okay.
How soon? 5 years? Would you like to have a guy?
That would be the
family?
ultimate dream.
Yeah?
That would be great.
Are you thinking you'll wait till you're 30?
I don't want to wait till
40.
I'm 30. No. I would love to have a family. That would be when I'm the most content. My kids and just, I mean, they become your life. It's not all about you anymore, and you have a focus that's so beautiful.
Rally, and we'll listen to what she said.
Really, if I had an opportunity to shoot Britney Spears, I think I would.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well,
So yes, let's play that for Britney and get her reaction. Since this has been such an uplifting article so far.
That's really bad.
Because of the example for kids and how hard it is to be a parent and kids.
Why are you justifying it? What the fuck is wrong with Diane Sawyer? Diane Sawyer goes, well, yeah, when you're doing this to kids, like...
Away from your kids.
Well, that's really sad that she said that. Ew. You know what, like...
Why is this evil woman smiling?
I'm not here to, you know, babysit her kids.
Later, the governor's wife had to retract her statement because of a public...
Oh my god, it was a governor's wife? A governor's wife, not just a crazed woman. A crazed woman who's dating the governor. Married to the governor.
Cry about her reference to guns. But it is true that kids made Britney Spears, and then she remade them in her image.
We love Britney! Oh, baby, how was I supposed to know?
And then, in the past 2 years, that image has taken a highly explicit turn as she searched for a new edge.
Or she just grew up. I mean, Diane Sawyer, you're sexualizing her. Why can't she in some way embrace her own sexuality?
Does she care what her old fans, those kids, think, for instance, about this?
You and it looks so good. Love this clip so much. That is so fierce.
For the last time ever, Madonna kissed, okay? So she said that she had this idea for a little peck, and then you gave her a real kiss. Is this the way it happened?
Well, yes, it was her idea. We were in rehearsals, and she's like, well, maybe we should kiss her. I'm like, okay. All right. And we never really did it in rehearsal. When we actually got on stage and we did it, it's like when you have all those lights, you really let go, and we really did it.
Everybody, 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 everybody.
There was no tongue.
Well,
Oh,
it
gosh,
looked
no.
like it. It looked like there was.
Well, that's, you know, we're good actresses here. Yeah, you know what we're doing. I can see how you say that because if our mouths were a little open like that, and it looked like, but no, there was no tongue. I couldn't do that.
I mean, I know those two ladies don't really give a damn what I say, but I think it's irresponsible in a way.
Bette Midler, who used to push a few envelopes herself.
What?
It's kind of tacky in a way, because to say that I'm not responsible for the fact that there's, 11-year-olds watching this show.
I mean, I can't help that. And if the parents don't like them to see it, then change the channel.
Yes! Yes! Everything she's saying is so good.
I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day, honey. I know, but I want to be a good person for me, but I think it's a huge pressure to think that you have to take the responsibility to be this role model.
It's one thing not to want to be the role model anymore. It's another thing.
She didn't say she didn't want to be the role model.
Girls are looking at this.
She said it's not her responsibility to be a role model.
But am I responsible for them?
The fact that she has to about this because Diane Sawyer is being so against her and she's saying everything that is so correct.
Worry about and that I want to be a good person for, I think is my responsibility as my sister.
I'm going to be cool for you, okay?
I mean, did you say something to her about the Madonna thing? Is it a lesbian chic thing?
Beforehand, I did call her and say, look, I'm doing a performance and I'm going to be, kissing Madonna. But,
lesbian chic?
As a performance, she doesn't take it literally.
Okay. It's classic Britney, as a magazine said, a kind of puzzle under all those shifting images. Playing innocent.
Lesbian chic is so funny.
For all it's worth.
But is this as far as you're going to go?
Hmm?
Because I remember reading once you said, I'm not going to do that Madonna thing and try to shock everybody.
Never say never, huh? Well, I didn't think...
Never say never, bitch.
What I meant by that, that's my way, I guess, of shocking people, but with her sex book and stuff like that. I didn't think that would be something that I wouldn't go towards, but like I said, never say never. Karma's gonna bite me in the ass.
She said never say never and go fuck yourself, Diane Sawyer.
I'm not that innocent. Or are you that innocent?
I think we all have sides to us.
Can you imagine being whatever age Diane Sawyer is here and asking a 21-year-old, so are you that innocent? Girl.
I think that,
This is worse than I thought. Props to Britney.
Yes, I can relate to that song, and we all can. You'd be lying if you said you couldn't, but there is it's not something you openly talk about with a lot of people. It's something sacred, and it's something I wanted to write about, so.
Sacred?
No, the song, Touch of My Hand, talking about indulging in yourself.
And that's sacred.
It is sacred to me, but in a way...
Why are you asking?
Okay, I'm confusing myself right now.
I'm just going to lean back here and just...
What's the question again? Go ahead.
I don't remember the question.
I don't either. Okay.
This is so weird, Diane Sawyer. Diane Sawyer went, I'm going to sit back. Tell me about you being intimate with yourself. Girl.
Performance had everyone raising an old accusation. Was she lip-syncing to recordings? She said singing live, but admits there was help.
This entire thing has been against her.
When you're on stage and you're performing, there's a combined mix with you and the track. And there are parts of the song where you really let go and you do sing, but there are the background vocals. That's basically the track during the choruses to help you out, if you call that track. But that's not really technically lip-syncing that.
Because your voice is not on that?
No, my voice is on that, but it's the background singers helping me, and I think that's what makes people think that it's lip-syncing.
But she was clearly out.
You know what? Good for her for just lying to your face.
They're all on her own in another Saturday Night Live memorable moment. She proved herself a natural comedian, playing a hilarious girl from the hood.
A hilarious girl from the hood.
I know you don't. And she was like, huh? And I was like,
Oof, old SNL did not age well.
So tonight, the global industry that is Britney is poised up.
All right, so how do we end this? How do we end this, Diane?
The fact that they have their families with them and they can balance the whole thing, and, I think that's inspiring, so.
You've said that your albums are like diaries of your life. So what's the lead sentence? How would you start the diary entry for your life right now?
The diary entry for my life. Whoa, I'm here to inspire people through my music and take people on journeys and let them feel stuff. Really, I feel like I'm just beginning, and all this change and everything's like kind of surreal and new, and so it feels like a beginning for me.
Okay, and that was a good question to end it on, Diane. Congratulations, you finally were able to pull out a fucking decent question. This was worse than I thought, and again, to think back on Britney now saying in her memoir that she was forced to do this interview to save her image, this only further tainted her image because it was completely misogynistic against her. Diane Sawyer, when I catch you,